Hello, BB Gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Rummer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. And I will say that this video today on Thursday will be the last video before Monday's video. There won't be a video on Saturday, as there usually is, because I think we're hurtling towards the end. I think we're coming closer and closer to the end of this game. And basically the idea is that the Monday video will contain whatever is left in this game. It's not going to be a situation where we're going to cut it off. It's going to be, like I often do, you guys know sometimes I love doing like big finales for games. It will be a big finale. Now, here's the thing. You might be like, well, what if it's super long? We're doing the finale on Monday, and we're not going to rush it, by the way. We're still going to take the exact same amount of time, the exact same amount of discussions, but just to let you guys know, if you're looking for the video on Saturday, it will be out on Sunday. Or Monday on public on YouTube. So yeah, just to let you guys know, there will be no video Saturday. And I'm excited to get into the end of this game, but also very sad. So she says we have no proof, so I guess her whole idea is trying to prove that we do have proof here. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your disasterful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Miss Fay. Now let us end this charade. And there's the animals again. Someone said the tiger had seen some stuff in his life, and I agree. Like, I've never seen a tiger's eyes like this. Very interesting Nayuta. I need to understand Nayuta more. But very interesting testimony, because like it's not really something that I feel like I can poke apart too much, because it's just her saying, nuh-uh. And then, in fairness, she did say it could have been Dirk as well. But you know what I mean. There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain. Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today. I love that. He's like keeping going. Last episode was freaking heartbreaking. Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now. The defense may proceed with a cross-examination. So, in terms of pressing stuff, right? Like, obviously the Dirk statement for sure, right? The whole thing of it could have been Dirk. So we have well done, like, we could press this, but it's one of those situations where I don't really see it being... It's like, yeah, she's just insulting us, kind of. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. To look back on what we said before, just because it has been a few days, not gonna lie, 100% I'm gonna look back on what I said before. On the exact, because we know the actual story, but like exactly what was said right before this. So proof that the time of death was 2 p.m. so that she could have done this at 2 p.m., right? Right, okay. That's fair enough. Yeah, it's I remember the actual story itself, but it's like, what did we say exactly before this? I think it's good that they have this, right? Because again, for people that haven't played in a few days, it's definitely a good thing to have. That is what we're proving, right? Yeah, 100%. Let me just see here. We'll just look through it again, 100%. Dirk killed Miss between Channel and Miss Fay. You have no proof that the crime could have been committed at 2 p.m. You have to substantially prove it, is what you're just saying. Or do you have proof? That's what we're looking at. Yeah, okay. So I think we press this one first, right? For sure. Because this seems to be the one thing that she's holding on to as well. You're saying Dirk, who entered the tomb, is one who killed Mr. Inga? I've been saying like Igna the whole time, which is really funny. But that happens sometimes in games, like where like I feel like I'll mispronounce a name, and even though like it's like, yeah, that's not their call, I feel like I stick with it for like the whole time. And like you guys are so nice that you're just like, okay, that's Calvin, that's his name now. Like I do think it's so funny. Like I think Danganronpa was like a big part of this, and a lot of other games I play as well, where it's like people like some people will be like, hey, that's not his name, just so you know, and then after a while everyone's just like, I guess his name is Igna now. I stand firm with the prosecution's original charge against the accused. The only issue is whether that Dirk was alive or dead. That's a pretty major issue. Well, I beg to differ. For here in Karain, death is not the end. It is merely a change in one's address, for the Twilight Realm is only the next door over. So they don't see it as like death as like this kind of like stopping point, right? They see it as like another beginning in almost a way, or another, like, again, it's like as she said, it's like another door. Is it really? It is. Those who only recently passed away may call upon you in the night. Such occurrences are quite common in our kingdom. She's kidding, right? Apollo, I love you to absolute death, but we've seen more supernatural stuff in this game at this stage that, like, I don't know how you could not believe this, honestly. Well, actually, no. Okay, I always say this. I always say, like, hey, we've seen so much supernatural stuff in the game. But I think that, like, in real life, even if you saw a ghost, you'd still, like, wouldn't believe in vampires, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you saw a ghost, that doesn't mean you're gonna be like, vampires exist, or you see, like, a vampire or something. Or, I know it's a bad example, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's still other stuff that will be unbelievable, you know? Just because you believe in the art of channeling doesn't mean you believe in the idea of ghosts visiting you, right? In all the time I spent here, I'm happy to say that it's never happened to me, yet. Me neither. You need not fear death. Embrace it along with your guilt. Then you may begin your journey to the Twilight Realm. This is what Rafa used to spout as well, the idea that, like, death isn't actually that important. It's or not that bad. It's, you'll be able to, like, repent in the afterlife, and if you embrace your guilt. Okay, that wasn't anything then. So I guess now let's end this charade for eternal glory of Crane. I mean, the other statement is statement 2 with that, because that just has the word evidence in it. Like, maybe we can present something on this, but I don't know how we'd have evidence here that proves our theory. So let's try and press it first, maybe. I admit I don't have any solid evidence, yet. But you're the only one who could have committed the crime. What on earth do you mean? Including Miss Faye, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Karain. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garan was with Mia and Mr. Wright, while with Miss Faye. That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Was tied up in the tomb. That means the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara. Oh my god, yeah, that thing she does to get the animals away too. Forgive us, your mercifulness. Really, your majesty? Yeah, he's once again just gone back into his old ways. Oh, an objection from Nayuta? But if you consider the following defense, what if there was an unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium, Karain? That's like saying there's like 3 known carjackers in New York and then saying like, hey, what if there's a 4th? It's like, yeah, maybe. How does that help us? Objection! How does that help us? Oh, come on. What are the chances? Oh my god, the push back and forth again. They love doing this though against each other. You lack evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer, which is why you have had to use the process of elimination to zero in on her. Okay, I get what he's saying. He's saying that, like, you can't definitively prove that there's not a 4th one. But I think that, like, I think personally, the fact that they're, like, it is so sacred and we only know of 3, I think he should have to prove that there is a 4th, right? But again, we're making the accusation, I suppose. It there stands for the reason that you would have to rule out all other possibilities as well. I don't disagree with him, right? Because they also didn't know Maya was a channeler, right? So, like, he's going on that probably possibility that, yeah, there could be another one in Karain. But there'd have to be another one in Karain that has a vested interest in this story, right? Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium defense? I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels very, like, I understand what he's saying, but at the same time too, it's like, it's such a broad thing, isn't it? Of course I can't. Because I feel like, no, it's not. Because I was going to say it's kind of like if you were like saying, like, can you prove someone else didn't want to kill him? And it's like, no, I can't. You can't really prove that. But this is different because it's like an actual technique. It's, to me, it's like the equivalent of like, can you prove there isn't, like, say like we're after a plumber and there's only 3 plumbers in the village and one of them was definitely the killer. It's like, it's like asking the question, can you prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that whoever did this could have been someone just who had plumbing knowledge but wasn't an official plumber? You know what I mean? I get it in that sense. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are 2 ways to establish Mara's guilt. We either prove she killed Inga, or prove she was in the tomb. Prove she killed Igna, or prove she was in the tomb. wouldn't proving she's in the tomb prove she killed him? So should we go for that? Because the other one seems very broad, right? But how would we prove she killed him? We'd have to get like a weapon, a motive, all this stuff. But if we can prove she was in the tomb, that shows that she's lying and she was in the tomb. So I'd go with the tomb. I'd go with the tomb probably. Which one can I actually prove? I think the tomb. I think the first one is a little bit like up in the air. If we can prove she was there at the very least. I can prove the Queen of Mara was in the tomb when the murder occurred. It seems you are ever bent in painting me as the killer. Well, if the shoe fits, he didn't back down for that, and I love that. I love that for Apollo. Very well, let's see some evidence to prove that I was in the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not? Maybe? Oh, okay. Is it to a statement? There is nothing to prove I was even at the scene of the crime. So what evidence do we have to prove this? It might be process of elimination for me in this sense, but... So the attorney's badge, no. Picture of my father, no. Igna's autopsy report, no. Tomb diagram, like we can't... I mean, I guess you could point at something, but like that's... She could just say I wasn't there, you know? You couldn't just be like, oh, maybe we'll hide the curtain, but she just wasn't there. Yeah. Gemstone was used for the outfit thing, right? And then this is just the pink butterfly bend as well. Which we actually saw a blue one earlier as well, right? We definitely saw a blue one as well. A blood stain from Amara's tomb, and I also revealed it's Dirk's blood. Nope. A medication you can use. Nope. 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 That was in a different location altogether. No, this is just all about, yeah, that's all about that as well. The tongue thing with Nana. A document establishing the defense culpability. Nope. A file containing some of his info on assassinated Mara. Yeah, this wouldn't be either because it has nothing to do with the current situation. Dirk's badge. The Founder's Orb, and... Cause see, this is the thing, there's a blue one here as well, so like my thought process in that as well at the time is that they're matching, obviously, right? Because if he has a blue one here, then the pink one would be the matching one. So could we say the butterfly was, since we did find the butterfly in the tomb, right? We did. Yeah, it seems to belong to Dirk. A finger was found on the inside of the lid, stained in the victim's blood. Yeah, like this was another match, and there's a fingerprint too. So if we could say that her one, if this was her one, or maybe, you know, and Dirk had the blue one, she had the pink one, maybe we could say that she was there if the fingerprint is hers. And there's a picture of them in the actual photo as well. Yeah, I'll try this. It's the only thing that even closely makes sense. Yep, there we go. Queen Amara. Does this pendant look familiar to you? Oh, let's see your reaction. Why, that is... Oh, she definitely is familiar with it. We found it in the tomb, and has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime. Objection. Oh. And I fail to see how that is relevant to your argument. Did it not belong to the accused? That's what I thought too. After all, Dirk said he it did himself, but it's the matching aspect. It's like everyone does this, by the way. This is something that's a very common thing, is to get like matching bracelets or a matching necklace. You do it with best friends, you do it with loved ones. You matching tattoos, all this stuff. He said that? Yes, but it was a lie. Is she realizing that he was covering up for her? Because that's what we said last time too. He did not want to sell her down the river. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Yes, 100%. We said this last time too. Covering? How? For who? There's a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's. Is it the photo? Yeah, because he had the blue one. Yeah, I think maybe I didn't. Maybe you guys can say, but maybe I'll look back at it later. I think I did say this. Like the first thing I noticed was actually when I saw the body was like the blue pendant. There we go. That's a photo of the accused's body, is it not? Yes, it is, and I'd like to call your attention to a certain spot in it. And here's the thing, by the way. The truth is with Ace Attorney, they're not going to show you a glaring butterfly pendant on a dead body if it's not meaningful. If it doesn't mean something, they're not going to do that. This right here proves the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's. Now, here's the thing. I think you could, like... The fingerprint's what we're going to need, because here's my thought process as well. Like, is this going to prove it fully? Because you could say it's a matching thing, but couldn't someone argue, hey, he just likes butterfly pendants?
Take that!
You know? Someone could argue that right away. He just likes collecting butterfly pendants. You notice an object near Dirk's arm. And it's an identical pendant, except it's blue. Oh, now that you mention it. Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them, but in different colors? Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair. Can I say how proud of Apollo I am? Like, this is like leveled up, like, final boss Apollo. Like, he is like so, and it's not that he's always sure of himself. He'll get shaky sometimes too, which is fine. But like, I feel like the way he presents stuff now is even more like forceful, and it flows so well. And for longer as well. He's really good at this now, I feel like. He's super good at this now. A pair? If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Igna's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to? Oh, she's sweating as well, twiddling her thumbs. Oh. Oh no. Sorry to disappoint, but no fingerprints are found in the pink pendant. There was one, wasn't there? Therefore, we have no way of knowing whom it belongs to, but there was one.
Objection!
Yep. Object right back. But that's where you're wrong, Prosecutor Samadi. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again? Now this is where it gets interesting. When we opened this locket up, we found a faint fingerprint inside. Look at her face, by the way. That's not the person on the side. I know it's her, but like, that's not her. Like, look at her face. Like, they're in love. They look so happy. On the back lid, to be exact. What? No. So now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong to? Queen Amara. It belongs to you, doesn't it? Love the pushback here from Apollo. Love the pushing of this as well. What's she gonna say? I mean, get the fingerprint tested, right? It seems I've truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be. Mother, tell me it does not belong to you. See the way how it's changed, by the way. And this is why I believe this is putting so much pressure on Nayuta. Instead of calling out for the defendant, he calls out for his mother. Because that's who she is. Mother, tell me, please. Nayuta, I... Oh, the pause here as well. Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realized that you were channeling his spirit. And he had probably already figured out who the minister's killer was. I think he knew. I said that last time, so I think he knew. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him because he loved that woman. Oh my god. He loved you. But why would he do such a thing? Amara, do you not realize how much that man would literally, if you walked on the ground, he would kiss the ground after you? And I'm not saying that means she has to be indebted to him. I hope it doesn't ever sound like. You guys know I wouldn't say that ever. What I'm saying is, because we said that last time, what I'm saying is that if you don't realize how much he cared about you, then there's seriously something wrong. You really don't know? He was protecting you. Because he loved you. Oh man, he did. He did. He loved you until his very last breath and beyond. Even though he knew you were about to literally frame him for this killing. Even though he literally knew about all this horrible stuff that you were doing. He still wanted to protect you. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, we remember this as well. Dirk knew everything. Even that he was being used. It's so rough, man. He loved her so much. But he kept quiet all for your sake. Dirk, Why do you always? Because you can say why do you always, but it's clear that she's been trying to bottle this up somehow and try to hide this idea in her. No, because I think it's one of those situations where someone is being ultimately incredibly nice to you. Someone is being is a good person. All this stuff, but it probably makes her feel better to think, oh, that's not who he is, right? Because look at this question: why do you always? Do you know Dirk? Do you know him? He would jump into the fire to save like Apollo's favorite shirt. Like he's that type of person. Well, Queen Amara? Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered all these years. Oh my god, are you going to betray him now? And can I say this right now? This is perfectly manipulative by Apollo. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm saying he's right to say it because it's not even manipulation. It's literally telling the truth. This dude who stood by you, who wanted to help you, who loved you, who actually cared about you, and you wanted to make his memory go down like this. I didn't need to use the word manipulation. It is just really good at pinpointing exactly what needs to be said here. Exactly what needs to be said. What? 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 What was that? What was that? The sparkly look she had? This can't be, I refuse to accept it. What was that sparkly look she just had? Queen Amara, are you ready to confess your crime? Did she realize how much Dirk loved her? Did she realize how much the relationship meant to her in that moment? What was that look? I really want to know what that look was. Because again, as I said, I don't want to say it was manipulation from Apollo. I want to make that clear. It wasn't manipulation. It was because I don't use the word manipulation because it's on the tongue of like what they were doing in this trial to the other side. But I think when what Apollo's doing is not trying to be like, I'm going to get her where it hurts. It's more just like, I'm going to tell her the truth. I'm going to tell her what hurts. And she needs to understand what she's doing wrong here, which is way different. It's way different. Oh? Are we going to get an explanation of what that look was? I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigatar Karain, who slew... Whoa. Just like that? Just like that? Okay. And he, of course, that's the beads for him hitting his face are a symbol of like everything falling back in his face, right? And it's something that's so shocking for him. She just said it like that. She didn't even like hesitate. Like, this is beyond belief. So do you think she actually cared about Dirk? And she just realized it there in that moment? Mother, why would you? Forgive me, Nayuta. I never wish to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way? The only way? What does she mean by this? The judge is thinking about this. It is a lot to think about. So in the end, Queen Amara and Dirk Sawadi. I suppose this means that they were unable to reconcile while he was still alive. There's a lot of that here. There's a lot of lack of reconciliation for a lot of people when they were alive. I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of a shared history, so to speak, 110%. There's no safety or situation, because to reconcile, I truly believe you need a comfortable situation. If you have two people that don't like each other, they're not going to make amends when there's loud music playing in a club, you know what I mean? They're not going to make amends when there's like turmoil in both of their lives. They need a comfortable situation where they're both at peace, where they can truly like make this kind of like jump towards each other, I feel like. And in the situation they are now, he couldn't meet with her publicly and she couldn't meet with him publicly whatsoever. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You staged a near-perfect crime. So why did you bring the pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could come back to haunt you. This music is great as well. I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband. So she still believes this idea still. So again, this is interesting. It's a really interesting dynamic for her character. It's like she knows Dirk cared about her, but she still legitimately thought in her own mind that he tried to kill her. So maybe there's like, I wonder if there's like some sort of like indoctrination going on, because we know that happens here in Crane, where they try to make you believe the thing that they want you to believe. Yet it could not bear any hatred towards him. That's because he actually loved you. He didn't try to kill you. He never tried to burn you alive. I was unable to discard this or part with it for even a short amount of time. This is so telling. Because if the fact that she couldn't throw this away means that she had this hope, right? That she wasn't letting go of it completely. It's like the way someone might keep there's no analogy needed. Someone keeps a piece of jewelry, a gift, and they can't throw it away because they have the hope that maybe at some point everything will be okay. As with Dirk, I've never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years. Oh my god, well, he's never stopped loving you! So this is a revelation like crazy. Mother. So she really believes it. That Dirk tried to... That's what I'm saying. She truly believes this in her heart. It's not like some cover-up. It's not like she's in on the cover-up. She truly believes that he tried to kill her, but she still loves him. That to me is a painful love. And I want to like... I know like sympathizing with Amara now is kind of difficult, but if I can just go into the sympathy mode for a second with you guys, right? Let's go in sympathy house, okay? Come in with me. Okay. Imagine thinking that your husband tried to kill you, but you can't get the feeling of love in your heart out for them. That is a toxic and horrible feeling in your heart. Why do I still love this man? Because there's probably a deep down feeling in her heart that that maybe in deep down he still loves me somewhere. He still cares about me. And what changed in this whole thing is when she heard how much he covered for her, she changed her tune. She like went like, "Oh, Dirk," and she kind of admitted it because she realized, "Oh, I do love Dirk." But imagine how much torment your mind is and how much of in a bad place your mental health is. That you think someone tries to burn you alive. And your thought process is, I can't let this man go. That shows to me that her love was so strong for him, but also as well her mental state not in the right place. Because if you think someone tried to assassinate you like that at all, and you still love them afterwards, that to me that she was never right after that attempted assassination. I'm not trying to make fun of her mental health. I hope it never sounds like that. And I'm only saying that because, like, some people might think I'm trying to, like, be like, she's crazy. But, like, legitimately, I mean it. I'm saying that, like, there's something that went into her mind, trauma and pain and all this stuff, too. She is not thinking, to me, in my opinion, she's not thinking in the right way. She's not. If your friend came to you and said, the dude who tried to assassinate me, I still love him. He tried to kill me. Right? The first thing you're going to do is try to get her out of that situation as quick as possible. And in this sense, we know he didn't try to kill her, but she thought he did. But she still loved him. She is not all there, is what I'm trying to say. Pink butterfly pendant updated in the court record. How could you be after someone tried to set you on fire? I'd have trauma for that forever. Your Majesty, is it not time? Time to declare Dirk innocent? I would ask you to do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm. Very well then. Your Eminence, Prosecutor Samedi, if you have no further objections. This cannot be. My mother? Is Garan going to say something? I have no objections? Whoa. Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I proved your innocence. But... because I was going to say, wait, is it like ending? But we didn't have like a breakdown or anything. We didn't have like a big, like it kind of like would be, it was very like, it was an emotional moment, but it kind of stalled time a little bit, which is not how usually they end these games. So I'm wondering in a way, like for a second I was like, wait, is this actually going to be a very short ending? And I thought there was going to be a big ending coming up. No, I think something is about to happen now, because what Paul's saying but means that there's something there. There's something left. Being the Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with assassination that never came to fruition. So it would be attempted assassination? As for the murder of Minister Igna, the truth has been laid for bare for all to see. Therefore, I will now pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk Samedi. Hold it? Who said hold it? Rafa! What? Your benevolence. What? Why? I cannot accept this. What do you mean? Is something the matter, your benevolence? What does she mean? Queen Amara's... It makes no sense. Queen Amara would not have killed my father. What do you mean, Rafa? What's with her all of a sudden? Is this some sort of lingering affection towards Nana? I have no idea what's happening. Rafa. Speak the truth, Kimura. Did you really kill my father? Oh, this is probably breaking her apart. It's the person who took care of her the whole time. She took care of, she was... Let's be honest here. That right there, that woman standing right there is Rafa's mother. Let's just be honest with ourselves. That is Rafa's mother. Yes, there is no mistake. She is convinced of the crime, thereby by clearing the accused of all suspicion. As such, I see no need to continue these proceedings. Barbed head, hornhead. Oh no, are you going to let this stand? She's like pleading with them. And of course she has so much trust in them as well. Dirk's been proven innocent and he's about to be declared not guilty. Even so, something doesn't feel right. He said but earlier. I just got chills because I think Apollo realizes that something's up here. And Rafa also realizes... Rafa's not coming here, by the way, just being like, you know, like attempting to defend bad people for the sake of defending people. She's not coming here being like, you know, no, there's no way that someone in the regime could kill my father. She's pleading with Apollo and Phoenix because she just doesn't feel right, and Apollo also thinks it doesn't feel right. Apollo, if you have any doubts, now's the time to raise them. After all, the courtroom is the place for finding the whole truth. And I love that Phoenix is supporting this as well. Because again, while like we have the victory, everyone's going to live. Apollo and Phoenix would rather die than leave the courtroom without the full story. But it's all up to you. I'm putting that trust in Apollo. There are definitely things that don't quite add up. Does this mean that the whole truth hasn't been brought up to light yet? Should I push to continue the trial? I think for a fact that this is like a bad ending. Let it end here. I think for a fact. Here's the thing. I'm going to say push to continue, of course. I'm trusting Apollo's judgment. I'm trusting Phoenix's trust in Apollo. And here's another thing. I would be the worst hypocrite in the world if I ignored Rafa's pleas. You know why? This whole game, I've wanted her to trust us and to put her trust in us. And she's putting her trust in Barbed Head and Hornhead, pleading with them. There's no way I'm going to turn away Rafa. Your Majesty, I have a feeling we haven't discovered the whole truth. And the only way we'll ever find it is to continue this trial. And it's the fact that Garan, look, she has this Hornhead as well. Why are you so shocked? Why are you so shocked, Rafa, at this stage? But now she has two dads and another mom now, you know? Not at this stage. But like legitimately like Garan also accepting the fate of the trial so quickly is a big deal too. Garan should be fighting tooth and nail to keep this trial going. Very well then, will the defense please tell us this? One important fact about this case is yet to come to light. The murder method, no, that's knife. The motive. Why? Why did she kill Igna? You could say it was to stop a coup, but like, I don't know. Yeah. Queen Amara? There's something I still don't understand. What was your motive for killing Justice Minister Igna? It's a good question. It's a really good question. That's a fair question and one that I shall now answer, okay? It was for the future of the kingdom that I slew Igna Karal Karain. The future of this kingdom? You mean the kingdom that stifled you? That is the reason that people are dying I don't know, I can't get behind ever people thinking that this kingdom is worth saving at this stage. The people are worth saving. The regime, no. To avert further tragedy, his death was an unfortunate necessity. Again, like I said, Igna sucked. He killed more people than I've eaten sandwiches in my life. You know what I mean? And I eat sandwiches a lot. He's killed more people than I've had cups of tea, and I think I went through like 90 cups of tea in a month one time. Like, and I'm just saying, like, he kills a lot of people, right? But one of the, I mean, probably more than 90 cups. Probably like, I drink like 4 cups a day, guys. But like, the thing is, Garan is evil as well. Garan is pure evil. So was Igna. They're both evil. This idea, this is the equivalent of like Michael Myers, or somebody like killing Freddy so Jason can keep going on living. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we still have a killer on the loose. Further tragedy? Over the past several years, Minister Igna has been rapidly expanding his power. He has established a secret police and was relentless in his pursuit of the insurgents. He even had the overwhelming support of the people, but still was not satisfied. Hungry for more power, he began planning a coup d'etat. You mean his plot involving the Founder's Orb, which led to Maya Fey's abduction? Yes. Minister Igna had planned to use the orb to gain access to great spiritual power. I'm totally aware of this, that he was definitely probably trying to do this as well. After which he would assassinate Garan and usurp the throne. Yeah, this is what we're kind of like ascertaining, that maybe he wanted power in here. His machinations were reminiscent of a terrible tragedy 23 years ago, and as one affected by that incident, Amara vowed to never allow the repeat of such events. So she thinks is that 23 years ago was the stuff with Dirk. So her motive, she's saying, is because Dirk tried to kill her, she didn't want another coup d'etat. It's her motive is built on lies. Yes, and the Holy Mother delivered unto me the perfect opportunity to fulfill my vow. Security amid the courtyard was rather light due to the rite of channeling. And Igna barricaded himself in the tomb with his hostage away from prying eyes. I knew I would never again have such a perfect opportunity, so... At 2 p.m., during the rite of channeling, I slipped into the tomb and slew the minister. Wait. Oh, she's telling a little bit of a fib, isn't she? For sure. Apollo. Yep. It seems this trial is far from over. Queen Amara, I believe you're still hiding something. And she's sweating again. But if you want to keep on playing this game of hide and seek, then let's start with that last statement you just made. You see what I mean? Even his one-liners are so confident now. And I freaking love it. I love it so much. If I must. I adore how confident he's gone. Let's go. We can start here at the center here. Is the finger moving differently? Yeah, it is. It's the finger. Okay. that was easier, I guess. The finger is the one that's moving? Am I right in saying that? Yeah, because look, stop moving now. Yeah, okay. That's grand. Yeah. Can I perceive this, like, right now? Gotcha! Yeah. Yeah, the finger's moving, like, it's shaking. That was an easy one. I mean, it's just because they start you literally at the finger. And it's, like, shaking right away. Queen Amara. You're not very comfortable talking about 2 o'clock rite of channeling, are you? I can tell because the finger on your left hand twitched almost imperceptibly when you did. Oh? Well, you can't perceive it? I could perceive it. I feel like you had a NASA telescope, you could perceive that. That was the first thing you showed us. And the pose you make, is there something about your chest that makes you nervous? Wait, what? Something about her chest? The murder occurred at 2 p.m. And I'm pretty positive Amara was in the tomb at the time. So then why is she so self-conscious about her chest when... Wait, it's her chest? What? The rite of channeling... Didn't Albie snap a picture of it? Queen Amara, I have here a picture of the rite of channeling. It was secretly taken by a certain individual. Is there something... Wait, Garan knows something is happening here. Such insolence. I would have a perpetrator's name at once. You will never, ever get the perpetrator's name. Ever. Can I see the picture? Is there something about her chest? Is that what they said? I can't. No, I don't want to see in there anyway. Sorry. No can do. You see, I just happened to find it on the ground. So, yeah, there you go. You know, just found it on the ground. What are you going to do now, Copper? What are you going to do now? Huh? Do you take me for a fool? Yeah, I do actually. How about we discuss this photo's origins a little later? Because right now, there's something much more pressing at hand. I believe this photo merits further examination. Does it? I just wish there was more to see it in... Wait. Can you... What, you gonna brighten the photo? We might be able to make out a few more details with some image adjustments. Okay, we're gonna do some editing? Let's ask Emma if she can help. This is really fun. That's a really fun idea. Bailiff, please summon Detective Sky to the Hall of Justice. It's just us. Emma, so good to see you. Here you are. I was able to obtain... sorry, not here you are. It's here you are. I was able to obtain a much clearer image by raising the brightness. Okay. There's a scar. Is that a burn? Is that a burn? We know that Amara nearly died in a fire. Is that a burn? An injury? No, wait. I think it is a burn. Oh my god. Wait. That's Amara. That's Amara. Which means if Amara was there at 2 p.m. doing this. Right? It was at 2 p.m., wasn't it? 2 p.m.? Yes. If she was there at 2 p.m. doing this, that means she couldn't have been in the tomb whatsoever. Oh my freaking god. It's so crazy that even after all this time in this court, we're still having revelations like this. Amazing stuff. Wait a second. Your Eminence. You don't have a burn scar like that on your chest. She doesn't because she wasn't in a fire. She wasn't in a fire. Yeah, look, you know when you have her when she's doing this. What's going on here? If the person in this photo isn't Queen Garan, then who is it? It is freaking Amara. It's Amara. Oh my freaking god. How much older is she? She's like, oh, they're like very similar. They're like Irish twins.
Take that!
Queen Amara, the person in this photo isn't Queen Garan. Oh my freaking god. That picture that whole time was Amara. The reveals in this game, I love them when they think they've revealed anything, everything could shock you. Ace Attorney goes, hey, wait a second. Just wait one moment. It's you posing as her, isn't it? The two of you look quite similar, but that's no surprise considering you're sisters. Different face shape, but you wouldn't be able to tell in like from a distance in a photo. Even the shape and position of your facial tattoos are almost the exact same. The tattoos are the same, yes, but you can see that it wasn't saying there's a different jaw structure. And you're both capable of channeling spirits. Oh my god, they did a freaking switcheroo. They did Irish twin magic over here. Oh my freaking god. Therefore, it would have been easier for you to impersonate Queen Garan. Queen Amara, you have burn scars on your chest, don't you? Please remove your round mandala so we can see what's behind it for ourselves. This whole time, that whole thing that was just something that seemed like a quirk about her design was hiding something. That's so well done. Oh. It's like lighting up? On fire? And it broke. Yeah, she has the scar. She has the scar in the photo. It's the exact same burn scar as the one in the photo. I don't understand. So the person in this photo really is Yes, it's Queen Amara. This is absurd. Are you suggesting they switch places? Amara's confession earlier was also false? Mother, what is the meaning of this? Yeah, now you're just not in on this, by the way. He's not in on all of this. He knows nothing. This is a great reveal. And it relates to what we've learned this whole time about the fire. They've been playing tricks this whole trial, and they play one last trick. And you know what's so amazing? The trial would have ended if Rafa didn't jump in. Rafa knew. She felt like there's no way. Why would my Nana? Why would the woman who's been taking care of me this whole time? What's her motivation? Why would she do this? Don't you see this changes everything? We know for a fact that this photo was taken at 2 p.m. The exact time the murder took place. But that would mean Queen Amara couldn't have possibly committed this crime. That's exactly what it means. Exactly. She now has an ironclad alibi. We just proved the person that just confessed innocence. So Minister Igna's killer couldn't have been Queen Amara. I'm afraid I no longer follow defense. Was it not Queen Amara who channeled the minister and accused to stage the crime? I think it was Garan then. It was Garan. It must have been Garan. That's why Garan was so easy to accept it. Garan was just like, yeah, I'll sacrifice my sister for this. Who cares? The fact has not changed. We have evidence placing her at the scene of the crime. And Dirk could have only been there in the tomb if she were channeling him, which means, while Queen Amara did use spirit channeling to stage the crime, she didn't kill Minister Igna. His real killer is someone else, and we know exactly who that was. Oh my freaking god! Amazing stuff. The fact that this whole trial once again turns on its head in a very believable way that's been built up since the start of this. Paluka! It's so incredible what they've done here. It's so incredible. Yeah, they're covering for each other. This is one of the most dastardly, secretive, conniving, cunning, calculated plans. It's so crazy what they've done here. Is Queen Amara not the killer? Then who is? Isn't it obvious? Why was the rite held in the first place if King Garan was going to perform it? This is crazy, but it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Who was behind the two sisters switching place, and for what reason? Wait, what? What do you mean who's behind it? Garan. Garan, right? Oh, he's asking those questions. He knows the answer. Yeah, sorry. The answer to these questions, along with the establishment of Queen Amara's alibi, obliterates someone else's alibi. It does. It's over. It's over. Your alibi's gone. This game might be a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. Not that I didn't know what was left, but I thought we'd have a chunk left. But then again, then Garan might have to take the stand. Yeah. Was this some kind of joke? No, Your Majesty. I can never joke about something so grave. It's a serious matter. Our father's dead. This is serious. The only one who seems to have a perfect alibi at the time for the murder was Her Eminence, Garan Sigata Karain. Queen Amara, didn't your sister Queen Garan ask you to pose as her and perform the rite of channeling? Aye. And didn't she also have you drive Dirk's spirit from Miss Faye's body and then stage a crime to make it look like he was the minister's killer? And at 2 p.m. while you're performing the rite of channeling as Queen Garan, didn't you kill Minister Igna while disguised as Dirk? Well, your mercifulness? It's no use trying to hide any longer. You need to tell us the truth now. Mother? Honestly, again, Apollo did fantastic here, and again, I love that this all came from listening to his own gut and listening to Rafa. Both him and Rafa had this gut feeling that this couldn't be the truth, that this couldn't be all that was there. I love it. And Phoenix trusted Apollo to make these assertions, and he was right. I love that. Just as Minister Igna's true killer is... She gonna say Garan? What? Huh? What just freaking happened? Did she get shot? What? By one of the guards? Are you kidding me? What the hell? There's no freaking way. Your Eminence, my life is... Are you joking me? What the hell just happened? She was about to reveal everything as well. Can someone help her? Isn't he one of Garon's royal guards, so he did it for Garon? That's proof enough for me. That's your sister. Queen Amara. Bailiff, arrest the guardsman. What the hell just happened? Garon couldn't have. Could she? What do you mean she couldn't have? Someone call it. Yes, please. Someone help her right now. What the hell? What? I mean, I'm not surprised they love doing cliffhangers like this, but the chills on my arms after that. What the freaking hell have we just witnessed? I did not know this was going to go into a part 3. I wasn't sure how long it was going to end here, or how long it was going to go on for. But I did, like, I couldn't have predicted that was going to happen, right? Whatsoever. But you know, Queen Amara was going to have something up her sleeve, but like the death of her sister. I'm not saying she's dead, but I'm saying like that would lead to her death, which is shooting your sister. It's an assassination. That's what it freaking is. Jesus, that was such a shocking moment. Because what I thought was going to happen to when I saw all the dots coming up on the screen, my first thought was like legitimately like, oh, she's going to say objection or something like that and stop her from saying anything. That was my first thought process, like almost instantly, right? I think that would be a fair assumption to make. I think you guys would agree that's a fair assumption to make of like, you know, if we're predicting what would happen here, you usually predict when you see those dots, someone's about to interrupt in some way. Right? But I just wasn't expecting the gunshot. It was such a quick and sudden, shocking moment, though, wasn't it? What do we do now? Like, legitimately, like, what do we do now? I know what we have to do. We have to go and improve that Garon is the killer. And we have to do it without Amara's help, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's why they did this, but I want to make that clear. Like, dramatic-wise, like it shocked me, and you can still see I'm kind of like stunned this happened. I'm barely getting my words out in the proper way. But I think the reason why they did this story-wise is what I've talked about a few times before when it comes to like horror movies. How do you make a horror movie scarier? You give them a reason to not have their phones. You break down their car. You give them a means, a lack of a way of escaping. How do you make this trial that already seems open and shut more terrifying and more full of tension? How do you do that? I know. What if we remove the biggest piece of evidence that they have, which is what? Queen Amara is about to confess to everything. Now that she's been shot, she's not getting up at the stand, is she? She's just been shot. This game has basically told us it's not going to be that easy. You know that Queen Garon is behind this now. You know she has no alibi. Now you have to go in there and prove every other detail of this. It's actually like really masterfully done in terms of like a story. Like I think they did a fantastic job of just like creating a new tension out of like an already terrifying moment, right? I think they did a fantastic job of that. I think the best bet would be to end the episode here and come back in the next one. And I mean, this has to be the final chapter, right? This has to be like I feel like they're like, you know, now that Dirk is dead, now that Amara was shot, Rafa has had her big moment in like that we wanted this whole entire game, and Apollo has kind of like stepped up to the plate, and Phoenix has put his trust in him, all this stuff too. I think that we've gotten a lot of the only things we haven't tied up, right? I want to make this clear. Not everything's tied up, right? But we have like as I said, the big moment for Rafa. Dirk is gone. All these big moments that really like, you know, tie people's characters together in some ways. Not fully. We still have to get more stuff on each character 100%. But they're giving them those big moments, sad or inspirational or terrifying, all these things. I think this could be the final chapter just because of those things. And the things we need to tie up, obviously, in terms of character moments, in my opinion, Nayuta. That's like the big thing. And putting down Garan. Those are the two things I think in my mind when I'm thinking about this. It's making Garan guilty and possibly saving Nayuta. Those are the two things that are on our mind right now as we go into this part of the trial. And here's the thing, they could do a fourth part, but like I think that like I think the Ace Attorney games are really well paced, and I think that if there's a feeling of there's a finality to this. There's a feeling of like we've come so far and we've done so many things. I could be wrong, but there is that feeling of like finality coming up. There's a feeling, but then again, like you don't know what Ace Attorney. Like I'd be shocked, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if like they said like investigation day 1. You know, we're gonna investigate Amara's shot now, because I heard this game was much longer than the other Ace Attorney games, but already has been. And we've been playing this game for like 70 hours now. Oh boy. Let's talk about this then. So, this episode I feel like was a big moment for like reveals for Amara, and to me like it was all centered around like Amara's her thoughts and her process and like why she could do this, and like revealing, you know, who the actual like and Amara confessing and all this stuff too. I don't think in this episode that like we had like some major story progression in terms of character progression. I don't think we had another character arc move forward. I don't think we had like the Rafa moment. I don't think we had the big moment with Dirk. But actually what we did have in terms of character moments was Amara showing her character and who she was. It's not like this complete arc for her. It's not like this moment where she has this culmination of her character. It's a moment where we feel like she is like revealing her thought process, and finally we're inside of her head, and finally we know her a little bit. Even if she lied again, right? We have a bit of knowledge into how she feels just judging by the way she acts and expresses herself. But also she still has some secrets along with Gran too. And when I say a character's arc ends, I don't mean that their story is over. For example, I think Rafa's character arc hit its conclusion, hit its climax, and then the conclusion will be the end of this game. But if they wanted to bring back Rafa in any future games that they want to create, that's just another book we open. That's the second book of her story. It's the same thing with Trucy. Trucy has a character arc, and then you open up the next part. Phoenix has a character arc, you open up the next book afterwards. Apollo has a character arc, you open up the next book, right? At the end of Dual Destinies, we had the end of an arc for Apollo, and we open up a new one for this story as well. But with Queen Amara, we found out that she genuinely does believe that her husband tried to assassinate her. This isn't something that she like. It's like this isn't something like of like how do I say it, that she's that we because we thought all along that like maybe at first we thought like she when we first heard about Amara, we thought that like there's no way she believed this. Then now we went to this courtroom, we thought, oh, not only does she believe this, but she actually like no, we thought that like she didn't believe it, but she was going along with the ruse, right? 100%. And then we realized she did think he assassinated her, but she still had this thing in her heart which she loved him. And as I said, that's like a really tough place to be in for any person. Like you think someone has hurt you so badly, but still you love them. And I think maybe there could be possibility that deep down she never thought he did this or never could be capable of this. And that's why she still loved him. But the reality is that like at this point she thought he did do this, but she couldn't bring herself to throw away the pendant, which shows that she still had like a lot of love for Dirk, and Dirk had a lot of love for her. And it's so interesting in this moment in the trial. You realize throughout this whole trial that she wasn't what we thought she was. She's not like this evil mastermind character who was planning this evil crime to trick Dirk, who did nothing wrong. You know, like, oh, like Dirk has been the fool this whole time. No, she loved Dirk, and she thought that he tried to kill her, and she wanted to prevent anything like that from happening again. So she didn't want Igna to do the same thing that she thought Dirk did to her, which is which, while again I don't want to be like, oh, she's so noble. I'm not saying that. It shows that she does have a conscience, and it shows that she does in fact care about Dirk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's a moment where we actually got a reveal that her character is not this evil mastermind who was trying to trick a poor Dirk. She's a character who believes that Dirk is capable of doing something really horrible. So she was trying to prevent that from happening again with Igna. That's what I got from that. I'm not saying it exonerates her of all the stuff she's done. I'm not saying it makes her a good person, because she still believes in the regime, which to me still is very effed. It's still very dumb, right? But I think we have to like look at everything with nuance and from different aspects. And I can look at it this way and say, it doesn't exonerate her of her support of the regime or of her support of her sister, but we can definitely acknowledge that she 100% came at this from the angle of thinking that she almost got burnt alive by the person that she loved. That's what she thought. And she still believed it up until the moment she got shot. 100%. She still believed that 110%. But in the end, I think there could be doubts in her mind. That's the thing. I don't want to say 100%, because I think the pendant is the 1% doubt. It's that little doubt in her mind of like, he couldn't do this to me. He couldn't. And in the end, when we revealed that how much he loved her and how much he covered for her, like, she was confused. She was like, why would you do this? And at first I was like, why are you confused, this Dirk? But she was confused because she genuinely thought like the man I loved didn't love me at all, actually. And because of the stupid Korean laws, how horrible is that, by the way? And I want to make it clear, like, Dirk wouldn't have hurt her any way at all. But because of the stupid, dumb as F Korean laws of being dutiful to your partner and your husband, when she was running away with the man who she thought tried to kill her, she had to be dutiful to him. Again, Dirk would never do anything to harm her, but we have to understand here that that in this regime, it forces a woman in this weird logic to be dutiful to this dude who she thinks tried to set her on fire. It's ridiculous. It's so crazy. And that's why I think the support of the regime is so crazy. It's like, this regime from the top to bottom is insane, right? I want to make it clear here, like, there's laws in like so many different countries that you're like, what the hell? Like, and there's laws in like America and Ireland that you're still like the example I was given, divorce was illegal like before the 90s in Ireland. You couldn't leave your husband in the early 90s. You had to get like specific permission from like the church to separate a marriage. It's insane, right? So it's not like laws, like, it's not like I can't sit here and be like, oh, Ireland's perfect. We had some crazy effing laws that damaged the country. 100% we did. Contraception was illegal at one point in Ireland. You know, it's insane. Up until literally like 1993, I think contraception was illegal in Ireland. It is that situation where it's like these laws damage people's lives, and regardless of like if you're ingrained in that society or not, believing them is a damaging thing, and we need to get people's mindset out of those things, because what's happening is in this country of Ukraine is that people are dying and people are suffering. It's horrible. And regardless of whether you think Garan or Igna is going to be a better ruler, supporting either of them is the same as supporting Satan, in my view. It's just bad. But I want to make it clear here. We look at it, as I said, a summary, we look at it with nuance. She supports the regime, not good. She supports her sister, not good. But she was lied to, and she believes the lies. She's held trauma for years of this. I don't think she's all right in the mind. I don't think she's healthy in her head. I really don't. And that's the nuance I look at this from. That's where I try to look at it from in between. She's not healthy mentally. She's not. There's no way you can be in this situation. And what happened here was that we were able to push her to the point that we revealed that she was the one pretending to be Garan, to give Garan an alibi, meaning that Garan didn't have an alibi. And as she was about to reveal who killed Igna, she was shot by the Royal Guard in the name of Garan. And Garan didn't seem like she cared. She didn't seem like she cared at all. Very horrific moment. Very shocking moment. But that shows that she has the answers and Garan doesn't want the answers to be told. That's the way I look at it. Really devastating and horrible moment to even witness, right? Holy hell. It's a lot. This episode was a lot, but I think what we can come to the conclusion of is that we now have a better idea of Amara's motivations, her personality. We know how much Garan probably cares about her, which is not that much. We know she didn't kill Igna. It was actually Garan. And we know that the alibis have changed and everything's turning its head once again. Rafe had a fantastic moment in where she asked Apollo and Phoenix for their help. Again, once again, showing the trust she has in us. I love that moment. We would be hypocrites if we denied that help. And yeah, I think all in all, I think we have a story where multiple people can. It's the thing where if we can pull this off, we can possibly save Nayuta. And I know she's done some bad stuff. We can possibly save Amara, right? Because here's the thing: I want to make it clear. Like, I don't think it's a crime to kill Igna. I think it's okay. It's not. To me, it's like I'm like, again, as I said, I'm not like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you probably shouldn't, but if it happens, I ain't. It's like, oh, someone stole a drink from Walmart. I didn't see anything. Sorry, guys. I always get dirt in my eyes on Tuesdays at exactly this time. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where like, I don't know. I just think the morals of Igna are all on display. He's an evil person. The world is better off without him, and that would be the same thing with Garan. And again, as I said, like, it's like between the two of them, it's like, oh, who do you support, Freddy or Jason? Murder or murder? Death or death? Who do you support? It's like, which would you rather? Would you rather me get this nail and throw it off your head, or would you rather me get this hammer and hit it on your hand? And it's like, they're both. That's actually a bad analogy because that makes one is way worse. Would you rather me get this hammer and throw it off your head, or rather me get this plank of wood and whack you in the back of the head? It's like, those are still. I could die. Like, I could die off both of those. So let's do neither. How about that? But yeah.
Will you be joining us? Then it's settled.
It's really one of those episodes where just a shocking moment happened. We got some revelations here. We got to see Apollo really step up to the plate. And the next episode will be the last episode on Monday, guys. Now, because of the way this has gone, I'm sorry if the last episode is not on Monday. I'm sorry if I boot up this game now and it says Investigation Day 1. That means the last episode is not on Monday. Right? But the fact that I've talked about in my Patreon, and I've talked about other places too, that I'm going to do one mega episode of this to end the finale, it makes me feel like, and no one's kind of protested, it kind of makes me feel like maybe I am in the ballpark, which isn't a spoiler. It's like, maybe we are in the ballpark. It just feels that way. But thank you guys for watching this. If you want to see this video came out on Tuesday, and you can get it for €1 or $1.50 on my Patreon. And yeah, it's $1 or $1.50, and then you can get your name in the credits if you want for €10 or €12.50, and you can get your name read out by me verbally at the end of every video for €15 or $17, I believe it is. America is different. Ty Faro 2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yuled, Anusta, The Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Jared Beanham, Neo Showerite, and at the highest tier of my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7, Blasco, and Lusanagi. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.